of the story.
My girlfriend
She
pays
be
the bigger portion of our bills. We moved into one of her father's apartments, and since she has way more money than me now, we agreed not too long ago that she would pay for it. My girlfriend has some problems with being selfish with her inheritance. For example, how she kept in secret how much exactly her father left her, and how she sold most of it already. In most cases, men who earn more and have more assets have no problem with their women living comfortably. So why does everyone want me to feel bad when I want the same things? We've been together for 4 years, and she's got more money than me now. Way more. And it's only natural that she pays more. You can't bully me into believing otherwise. She's agreed to come with me to couples therapy because she's changed completely after inheriting her father's fortune. She actually became selfish. So hopefully with that, she'll realize that I'm doing the right thing. We started couple therapy a few months ago. Our relationship went through a rough patch, so we were both at fault, and we decided to work on it instead of calling it quits. Our therapist is a very renowned one, so I did have high hopes for this. The first 2 meetings actually went well, but then he started being weirdly invested in our relationship. After our first few meetings, I think 2 or 3, he suggested that we both need separate therapy with different specialists to work on ourselves, and not just focus on this relationship. I refused, as I see no reason to go into therapy myself. But as I said, he grew overly interested, especially in my girlfriend's well-being because he brought it up every single time we went. I wanted to change therapists, but my girlfriend was really against the idea, to the point of being mad at me for even suggesting it, which I also found really weird. She eventually started her individual therapy per his suggestion, and it's been a month. She's going to see her therapist every week, while we go to our therapist for a couples counseling at least once a month. And I just want to say, she's changed, guys, not in a good way. My girlfriend started to be more nitpicky, argumentative, accusatory even. She would pick a fight over something, then bring it up in our session and have our therapist agree with her, and then they both gang up on me. The most recent example is from a week ago, when I finally had enough. We had a mutual agreement about our living situation. We split the bills unevenly, which means she pays more, since she has more money than me anyway. Now, it's never been a problem for her before, but suddenly after individual therapy, it became a problem. And our therapist is actually like, it's unfair on her, it's burdensome for her, etc. And they were both so against me, guys. So I told my girlfriend that we either change the therapist or I don't want to go. To which she replies that either we go to this therapist or we break up. Now, I think breaking up over my request is a huge overreaction, but she refuses to even have a normal discussion with me, saying things like an eye for an eye, or ultimatum for an ultimatum, and I'm at a loss. Like, is there even a way to salvage this? I need help. Maybe someone has any idea on how to approach the issue without my girlfriend going into ultimatum mode. Because if she breaks up with me, I will become homeless since I'm not working currently, and I can't afford rent for now. As I said, it's way more complicated, and I can move back to my parents' place, but they're not rich, so I'd probably need to drop out of university to work full-time until I save some money. My whole life is gonna crumble, not just our relationship.
if he don't shut his ungrateful mouth up,
No, they need to go ahead and break up. Because
yeah,
he leads
please.
with the ultimatums, and she had to get the counseling to realize that she's stronger than what she thinks she is and what's actually happening. And sorry, dude. Go ahead before y'all break up though. What you need to do, have her order something from Amazon. It needs to be something that's about the size of, say, a microwave. So get that. I don't care if it's a stuffed animal or whatever. Just order something that's about that size so you can get a decent sized box. Not that you're going to live in it, but you're going to need to be able to make at least 4 signs. So you want to be able to cut the box in such a way that you get 4 good sized cardboard pieces. And make sure she gives you some markers too. Not no cheap markers. She's got the money. Get some nice, thick, fat Sharpie markers. That way you can go ahead and write whatever slogans you need. So if you don't want to go to your parents' house, you can go sleep in a doorway somewhere and have really good signs. There, that's my suggestion to you.
Yeah, he's the worst. He or she, that person is terrible.
And now for my sexist comment. He is acting like the worst representation of a woman. So she basically didn't know that she was dating not just a woman, a weak woman, a nasty, low down
Gold
woman.
digger. Gold
He's
digger.
horrid, horrid. So the best thing that happened to her, unfortunately, it took her losing her father. But the best thing that happened to her was that inheritance because it made him show his colors.
He wanted to know how much it was. Dude, that ain't none of your
He's trying to figure
business.
out how much he can spend.
Yep.
That ain't none. If she don't want to tell you, she doesn't have to tell you.
But we've been together for 4 years.
I don't care if we've been together 10 years. I don't care if we was married. I don't have to tell you anything at any time.
Well,
Yeah, not everything, but
If
'cause
you
if
got
I
an
get an
inheritance,
if I get
you
an
better not
inheritance,
tell
my
your
wife
spouse.
would know. My wife would know exactly what I got in my inheritance because one, she's my wife. Two, if she decides to leave me, she can't get none of it no way because you don't get access to the inheritance. So yeah, I'd make sure she knew. That's just me. Because what happens if something happens to me tomorrow? I need to make sure she knows where to go find this stuff. So yeah, but girlfriend, boyfriend, y'all. I mean, y'all already know how I feel about that. Kick all the rocks with
I
no
live
shoes.
in an apartment. I don't pay any bills.
all right, Anna,
don't.
you
Ain't
late.
got no job.
I ain't got no job, no future. I had to drop out of university, community college. They have them.
We have an
No,
agreement that we pay the bills unevenly. You mean you don't pay no bills? That what you?
let's go back a little bit though. But I'm gonna let Anna speak. But here's the deal. This is why I said you're the worst boyfriend ever. Because I know people like this, and that's why I accumulate you with it. You are the same people who don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but you sure as hell got a whole bunch of damn rules and regulations and bylaws in a relationship to keep you happy without having jack squat to return. You have nothing, dude. You don't have a job. You living in a nice apartment, probably rent free, and even if it ain't, I guarantee you're not paying market value on it.
You better move back in with your
And
mama
you
and daddy.
plan
That's what you better do.
And do all the stuff that you doing. The therapist, which I know you're not paying for, you should have individual therapists, which you wouldn't have voted for. You wouldn't have to pay for either. But
We
it
didn't
doesn't
want an
matter because
individual
you don't want to
therapist.
go for.
He didn't want an individual therapist because nothing's wrong with him. See, everything's wrong with her.
They teamed up against me. You
And then
piece of garbage.
some of the little stuff that you were saying was just so stupid.
She makes more, and so she should pay more.
Let's go back to the mother-in-law thing. You don't know how relationships work, so knock yourself out if you believe that everything. But then the part where you said, all of a sudden, the therapist became very invested in our relationship.
That's what you went for, you
dumbass. That's what you was going for. What did you want him to be invested in your shoes?
On his side.
What are you talking
on
about?
His side. You say, yeah, you should tell him exactly.
He wanted justification. He wanted affirmation and justification. I swear, to him, he deserves to be taken care of because in his warped world, he even said it in there that if he was a woman, nobody would care and they would think it was fair. No, we would still think it was screwed up if you were a woman because you're dating. Okay, you're dating, and that's her father who passed away. You have no rights to her father's what her father left her in inheritance. You have no rights. Zero. Y'all should be in the exact same position in your relationship that you were before he died. The only thing that would be different is now you don't have to pay rent in an apartment because she was blessed to not have to have that on her shoulders no more. And you should be more focused on how do I help my girlfriend work through the transition of no longer having her father. That's where you're supposed to be.
But this gold digging piece of garbage, they teamed up against me.
Can you believe that they're telling me wrong because I'm wrong?
I agree with these. He wanted a therapist who would agree with him.
It wasn't even that. He wanted a therapist to fix her.
Yeah,
There
for
you
sure.
go.
Because
That was it. That was it.
nothing was wrong with him.
Nothing.
He was absolutely 100%.
He
I'm
just wanted to be
absolutely
present
correct
to
on
see it.
everything
That's
that I'm
all.
saying. I'm absolutely correct on everything I'm doing. I'm absolutely correct on everything that I'm bitching about. It's all on her. She become. And by the way, dude, I'm so. I'm working my way of not calling you the B word because I already called you the B word, but you really are acting like the B word. But for somebody who likes to throw insults to your girlfriend, you are by far the most whiningest little dude I have ever heard on anything.
She lets me
You
stay
whines
rent
about
free.
everything.
And
She won't let me drive her car. She
She
won't
don't
let
have
me
to.
have her MacBook. Like, bro, how old are you?
10.
that's why the therapist basically said, look,
You need individual
you're in an
counsel.
unhealthy relationship.
Yep.
He needs to go get his own therapy. I can refer somebody. And then I need you to go get your own therapy because what you're in is not healthy.
Girl, get you another man. A man, not some little 2-year-old boy
Don't
that
even go
wants
get
to
nobody else. Dump him. Go on
work on you.
vacation with your two closest
Go
girlfriends and
be
then
with
enjoy being
yourself.
single for at least 6 months.
No, I wouldn't even do that, Theus. I would. We all agree to dump them. Like that's
Yeah,
across
dump
the
him
board.
yesterday.
We already
Like,
got
Yeah,
that across the
yeah.
board. But I would literally continue with your therapy, young lady, not only because I think it's helping, because the argumentative and fussing and everything, that's just you seeing the light. And you now see him in a different light. So now you are bringing up all the issues that you should have been paying attention to, which is why I'm transitioning into why I think you need to stay in the therapy, because we need to figure out how you put up with this for 4 years. Because I don't think he changed because the money came up. I think he changed verbally telling you this BS because the money came in. So something else he was probably moaning and whining and crying. And the only reason I say that, because we have to go back to the first video when he said, when he asked, when he found out she had more than one apartment complex and sold some of them and rented it out. And he was like, why didn't you tell me that you had more than one apartment complex? And what did she do? Oh, I apologize. And I'm like,
for what? I ain't
you
got
what?
Yeah.
to. You
So
don't
the
see.
young lady, I'm telling you to keep going to therapists because I don't want you to get into the next relationship
And do the
with
same dumb thing.
a richer dude who has about the same amount of money that you have, and this attitude continues now.
She need to get a financial advisor. As much as she need
Definitely
to
need to
keep
get a
going to see her
financial advisor.
counselor, first, before the counselor, go get an advisor. Like now. Because ain't no sense in going to counseling. You don't even know how much money you spending. So now you didn't spend all
Yeah,
your money in the counselor.
that's what I'm saying, Mickey. This dude showed his true colors more when the money came out. He was more argumentative and everything else. But I wholeheartedly believe that he was
He's a
this
controller.
man child for 4 years and you just put up with it or ignored it, or, and like I said, the worst for me, apologize for it.
She won't
And you
let
need to
me
find
drive
out
her car, even though
you
she
need to
takes
find
the
out
bus.
why you are a people pleaser, which is what it sounds like. That you are a people pleaser, that you just want to keep people happy. They're in the wrong as
That's
much as they
not
live.
perhaps, but really, she could have been in a normal relationship with this dude because there wasn't a power imbalance. It was when the power imbalance came in and he has no financial discipline and he's a controlling person that it manifested. They could have been perfectly cool. Like he could have been a normal boyfriend, two broke ass students just living their life, doing their best. The money is what drug out of him the part that he didn't have to face yet.
But if the controlling issue was, I can't.
But I'm saying, but different people have different levels of control issues. So you can be with somebody who has some control issues and it still be okay because you might be the type of person who likes to defer anyway. But it's when you get this person who is extremely immature and he is a controller that it got really bad. Now, it could have been bad the whole time. I'm just saying that it is within the realm of reason that they had a normal young person's relationship because they're both like young college students. And it was when that money hit that he couldn't.
Because then he probably thinking she owns some apartments. That's gonna be monthly income. Dang, I look at
now
what
he's
I'm
trying to figure out how to help us spend her money.
Yeah, now he gonna spend her. She doesn't let me drive her
She'll be
car,
broke in
and
6
she
months.
takes the bus. Boy, if you don't get yourself a car and shut up.
But the warning signs to me though was talking about how she kept selling stuff. That lets me know she ain't got no financial discipline either.
Anna, you got anything?
Not that needs to be added to what's said.
Oh, you put the middle finger up way too late. You usually do it while we off the air.
I actually did it in the first video. I was sideways.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that one. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that was probably the most selfish part was when he was like, what she brought a new computer with her parents' money. How dare she? Like, you don't get to decide what she does with.
Yeah,
no, she inherited
the computer.
She inherited the computer, the MacBook, and it was like, but she knows I need one. And
yeah, so go buy you one.
It. You don't even offer me the MacBook.
He ain't got no job.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get that box like this was saying, and you can even get color magic markers for all I care. Just
what do you put?
What you need to do is, be like, hey, baby, let's do a road trip. Let's go visit your mom and dad.
What if
and
they
then
live across the street?
And we gonna stay there. Let's plan to stay there for at least 2 or 3 days. We'll stay the whole weekend. And you can even drive. And then no. You drive the first half, I'll drive the second half because you got to make sure you have the keys when this is over. And then once you get to the house, and then you go in and you hug and all that stuff. Don't take none of the luggage out yet. You hug and all that. And he said, "Oh, I got to go back out to the car real quick," and then drive off with his luggage and yours.
Bye-bye.
I would just change the locks. I'm just a change the locks person. I ain't got time for all that.
I literally would be the person to go all the way up to, let me go back to the car, forgot something, take his luggage out, put it on the porch, jump back in the car and go. Because the only reason is I don't want your ass coming back.
He's a control freak. He's a control freak.
No, because he's gonna say she stole my clothes. She stole my things, and I want them back.
No,
that's all right. I'll FedEx it back to you.
Because what we're gonna do is, what I forgot to tell you is, if he was paying attention, he would have saw that U-Haul truck that was behind us the whole time, driving real close with the rest of his crap in it. And yeah, as soon as the U-Haul truck come around the corner, that's what I'm leaving. Minus him and his stuff.
No, I'm gonna do something like that. I'm throwing his luggage. I don't want to see no parts of him. I'm throwing his luggage and taking that
would be the last time. The last time I will see him is saying, "Hey, I got to go back out to the car." Literally, Tracy, that would be the last time I see him. I'm not coming back. You not coming back. You will not have a reason to come back at all. The locks are going to be changed. Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? I own an apartment complex. I can literally move.
Right, let's go over to another apartment.
I can move anywhere in my own apartment complex.
But you're not getting back in the old apartment to live rent free neither.
No. The lots, I've already rented that out. Sorry. No.
Where am I going to live? Hey, your mama and daddy right here.
Your mom,
not my problem.
Gave you a place to live. I don't know why you came back. I literally gave you a place to live.
Mm-hmm.